Before we begin the video, if you haven't yet, come on down and join my Discord server. Link is down in the description. Every Ninjago season has an intro that plays before the episode begins. In the older days, these used to introduce the characters, while nowadays they serve to recap past episodes. Let's take a look and rank all 12 main Ninjago intros from worst to best. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another video. So yeah, today we're checking out the intros. This is only going to be the 13 main seasons, so no Decoded or Woo's Tease or Day of the Departed, and that's about all I have to say, so let's get started. Season 11 has a lot of my least favorite stuff from the series, including the intro as well, unfortunately. Seriously though, this intro just wasn't good. It doesn't feel energetic or exciting, but really blah. The music is alright, but the actual Wicked Whip was way better. It also has barely anything to do with the season, and only the background colors connect it to that Fire and Ice theme. I could cut this intro some slack if the recaps worked, but for me, they really don't. Instead of showing us what happened in the previous episode, they show us the same events over and over and over again. So we end up seeing Zane's sacrifice, I don't know, like a million times in the Ice chapter. It's very evident that this intro was a test for the new style, but this just wasn't fleshed out at the time. Next up, we have the Season 8 intro, which was a major upset at the time because it was the first not to have the whip. But that isn't why I'm not a fan of this intro. I just feel it's really bland. I would say this intro's music is good but not great, probably the weakest of the 3 Oni trilogy intros. Now, the good parts of this intro, I really loved Garbodot at the end, and the bit of the Wicked Whip at the start is such a nice reference, and the animation is absolutely gorgeous. And that's really all this intro is, a showcase or slideshow of good animation. While it may look wonderful visually, I still feel it's kinda boring and just not interesting. I think this intro had a similar issue as Season 11's. It was the first of a new intro style that would really get better over time, but at the start it was a bit rocky. So the rebooted intro isn't bad, I don't know, it's just weird. First of all, the music, it's good, but I'd say it's probably the weakest remix. However, both the music and the actual intro are very successful in capturing that techno feeling. The actual animation is really good, and I feel the ideas they were going for are super creative. Unfortunately, where this intro falls apart for me are the introductions. Combining the 4 ninja and not even showing them, just their names, just some words on the screen, doesn't feel right to me. I also feel this intro is too fast, and there isn't enough time to focus on each part before it goes on to the next. I don't find this intro to be bad, but not good either, rather right in the middle. And we finally reached the good intro, starting with Season 12. I felt this was a massive improvement over the previous intro, because it actually had a theme and fit the season, and the recaps were done way better as well. Overall, just a big improvement on Season 11's intro. Using the arcade boxes is really creative, and the animation looks wonderful. Colors are all just spectacular. And also I feel the Prime Empire motherboard was a really good addition. As for the music, it's alright, probably this intro's weaker aspect. You see, for some reason the music is literally Season 11's intro music, but with effects, which I don't get because the arcade whip exists and is better. There's also the confidential intro, which some of you wanted me to discuss, and this one's music is just so catchy, I love it. But yeah, in the end I feel this was a good but not great intro. In 8th place, we have the most recent intro from Master of the Mountain. And this intro's strongest quality has to be the music. The Shintaro Dungeon Whip is so good and utilized so well here. It also seems to me they used the real music for this intro, unlike what Season 11 and 12 did. What I like about this intro is it feels way less abstract, and more specific or related to the season. You know, we get to see caves, lava, minecars, and even a bit of the city at the start. The recaps mostly work here, although I would only have to say the 3rd is too fast and the 4th is too slow. As for why this is Season 12 aren't higher up, I don't feel these intros are bad, it's just that the others are way better. This new style is definitely improving, but I don't think it'll ever top the older style. Okay, so there might be some questions as to why Season 7 isn't higher. Don't get me wrong, I love this intro and I feel it's a big step up from Master of the Mountain. As usual, the Folds music is awesome, and I feel the Temporal Whip fits the intro and season really well. The close-up shots of the ninja all look beautiful, and yeah, animation here like the other intros is awesome. I think what really shines here for me is the idea. This concept of the ninja being frozen in time is so innovative, and this intro is a bit slower, and personally I do tend to prefer the faster intros. Just my own personal taste, I think there's more going on in those intros, but this one is still fantastic nonetheless, and I really like it. Just a little bit better than the Season 7 intro I feel is Season 4. Now let's deal with the obvious issue first, and that would be Zane. Throughout the entire season, we never actually get to see Zane in this intro. It's always just that little piece of paper. I mean, it made sense at first, but by the time Zane was back in action, it really should have been changed. And yeah, I do feel it's a bit lazy, and I would have liked to see the ninja's gi change as well. But what I feel puts this above Season 7 and the others is the music. This is a really underrated whip. Seriously, the Anaconda whip is so good. It feels exciting, mysterious, and energizing, and it really fits the season. The introductions are good too, and I like the focus on elemental powers. While this intro is flawed, at the end of the day, I just find it more fun to watch than Season 7's. Entering top 5, we have the original iconic intro. This one is just so awesome. The original Weekend Whip will still always be one of the best. Yeah, the music is just really catchy, used very well here. And this is why it's had so many remixes and is still relevant today. I feel the overall lyrics and feeling of the song captures that playful feeling of the first 2 seasons, and I think it does a really good job at representing what Ninjago is all about. I also like the show accuracy and how they changed the suits, and also how Lloyd aged up. But I feel this intro really deserves a lot of praise for creating a style that worked. As the original intro, this one has a very special place for a lot of us, and is undoubtedly the most recognizable one. Okay, here's my unpopular opinion of the day. Yes, I do believe the March of the Oni intro is better than everything we've talked about so far. Unfortunately, you rarely see this intro talked about. And that sucks because, yeah, I do feel this one is very underrated. The best part of this intro has to be the music, which I feel is just very emotional, very powerful, very nostalgic, and this kind of stuff is better than the whips for me. But it's not just the music that rocks, but also the visuals. I feel each of the murals is beautifully drawn, and the entire intro is a wonderful trip down memory lane. This intro may not have fit the Oni theme, but as Master of Spinjitzu's final season, it made so much sense. Entering our final 3, we have Season 6, Skybound. So first off, I feel the Pirate Whip is definitely the best along with Season 5, and the music is super catchy. I also really appreciate the animation here, and I feel this is Ninjago's best animated intro. The elements, the characters, especially the sky, yeah, all of it looks really gorgeous. But in this intro, there's also a few really cool smaller touches. For example, as the intro progresses, the sky gets darker, and a storm develops. Additionally, the Order of the Ninja is the order they got captured. And closing out with the Nauticon at the end was just awesome as well. This intro used to be my favorite, and while it may not be anymore, I still feel it is definitely one of the best. And in the number 2 spot, we have the Ghost Whip from Season 5. This has to be the most beloved intro, and while it may not be my favorite, there's a lot of stuff to love. For example, the art style change going from 3D to 2D and vice versa. I found that to be very original, very creative, and I think this intro definitely has the best introductions. And of course, how can we forget about the music? As I said earlier, this is my other favorite whip. Also, this intro uses the "They Say Go Slow" part. None of the other intros actually use any other part of the Weekend Whip besides the main chorus. Here's the thing, this intro is innovative in more ways than one. Not only do the visuals rock, but the music does as well. However, there is one better intro. My favorite Ninjago intro comes from Season 9, Hunted. Man, this intro is just incredible. Especially the music, which I feel is the best music of any of these intros. The music does a fantastic job in filling you up with hype, and it feels very chaotic as well, which really represents the season. And I also love that they use the villain motifs for the Dragon Hunters and the Sons of Garmadon. As for the actual visuals, it definitely captures that post-apocalyptic feel. This intro is the perfect combination of real and abstract elements, and I love the use of chains. The chains are an excellent metaphor as to how the Sons of Garmadon and Dragon Hunters try to quell freedom. This intro isn't just visually pleasing, but there is meaning beyond that, and for that reason, it's up here. And that's going to be about all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with anyone and everyone you know. How would you guys rank these intros? Share your thoughts down below, and I'll see you next time.